What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 9, Sneak Peek Breakdown. Spoiler warning if you don't want to know this information, as I don't want to ruin it for you. But I am freaking excited about Episode 709 coming this Sunday in the States, and then Monday if you're in the UK or outside the United States. I am super excited. Here we go, guys. Now, the sneak peek doesn't give us much, but they talk about the highway scene. Our group is in the Suburban, or the bigger SUV, drives up to a blockade of cars, a rock in the road, or something like that. Name of the episode, Rock in the Road. We see the group packed in. Yeah, they're kind of packed in like they're going on an RV trip, a camping trip there too. Looks like they come across, the roadblock. It's around where the Savior's compound is. So I don't know if Rick is driving to see the sanctuary or if he's driving home and they go back on the highway or what, because they never came across this yet. But the roadblock is there. Obviously, the Saviors are trying to make it difficult to get there to cause a problem with it. But you'll see in a second that it's clearly outside the sanctuary. Jesus and Rick are like, what's up? So they're looking at it. They're, checking out the scene in there too. Jesus and Carl know where the sanctuary is. No one else really does. So they kind of know. They look out to the side. Jesus and Carl, just like in the back of the truck, they look out there and they say, oh, it's right outside the compound, the sanctuary. Yep, it is, because you'll see in a second that they give a nice CGI image of the sanctuary off to the side. There it is. So they're pretty close to where it is. So they're honing in on where the sanctuary will be. I don't believe they go to the sanctuary until Season 8, probably at the beginning of Season 8. If you know the All Out War storyline, that's where it kind of starts. But Rick, Michonne, they get out. Their plan is to move the cars and then put them back to say that, they don't want the Saviors to know what they're up to. They got to do everything on the hush-hush, quiet side. But they're planning an attack. They're planning to fight back or to rise up. So they're moving the cars out. They probably just moved to one side. Sasha, right there on the left, moves the car out. I believe Jesus is pushing this car out of the way while they're steering it, kind of deal. So they're moving the cars. Pretty smart. You see Tara in that car, Rick outside, Carl over there, Rosita. You will not see Daryl because Daryl stays in the kingdom. Jesus is in the Suburban SUV car. They're pushing it forward, and it's a good little plan to get past the blockade, but to put it back so they don't think anything's up. Michonne is looking at a couple of different things with her binoculars. We'll see in a second what she's looking at. But you'll see the group working together, and I like that. I'm all about the group being together. Jesus drives by in the SUV, the Suburban, I believe it is. Michonne is just looking on. I believe she calls Rick over, so Rick walks over to take the binoculars and see for himself what Michonne sees. So it's nothing crazy. Either she sees the herd of walkers or the dynamite here. I would think it's the dynamite because they show you that in a second, but it's kind of cool to see the group all together there too. Again, you won't see Daryl because Daryl is at the kingdom. He stays there. But you see Michonne, Tara, Sasha, Rosita, Rick. Jesus drove by in the SUV and Carl's off behind. You can't see Michonne. But the way they highlight it is that Michonne or somebody saw this. They see the, dynamite. So this is the dynamite picture that they have in the promo pics. It's kind of wired together like that too. You'll see it's kind of focused on the dynamite. It's between two cars. You can see the steel barb on there, probably the rebar. It's hooked to a fuse, to a switch, and it'll go off. If you go trigger it, going to be a huge explosion. I believe they kind of take some of the dynamite is what the word is, what they're talking about it. So it's just highlighting that. So we see the trigger, and then Rick comes in to examine it to see if they can unhook it or how they can get around it. And I believe they do. I believe they kind of take some of the dynamite with them to use later on, and they possibly might use the dynamite on a problem that comes with this gathering here. You see Michonne looking at it. You see Sasha, and you see Jesus looking down. I believe the word is that they get in two cars and they use kind of the rebar and start to slice and dice the herd of walkers that is there. There's the promo pic of the dynamite. See the wire and everything there too. Or maybe it's just a wire. Now that I think about it, between the two, it just looks like a string. It doesn't really look too much like a bar, but maybe it is. So we'll see. That's the word, is that they use the metal wire and slice some walkers in half as they're driving. Rick on the highway from the other picture. So that's the promo where it stops with Michonne looking at the wire with the dynamite. But Rick looking on the highway, developing the plan. Michonne clearly gets in a car. Maybe she's looking at Rick, the back of it. That might be the same car that has the rebar on it. I'm just guessing it's rebar, but I think they keep the wires because that's the word. Michonne looking over at Rick. Rick probably turns the car to see what the deal is with it. I believe that's the car that he is when he's looking all grumpy on there too. There is some kind of bloody tint to it. Did they already go through the walkers? If you see around there too, you see some blood splatter on the windows and the side of the car. Maybe it's just there from before. During the previous sneak peek, you see Carl there surrounded by the walkers. I believe that's the same SUV that they were in the early part of the sneak peek. And yes, they become surrounded by walkers. So this is probably the deal when they go to slice them in half. Rick looks around them. I believe they're not really in trouble. They have a plan for it. They probably see it with the binoculars. They're smart. I mean, they're on a highway, so there can't be, like, the walkers can't come out of nowhere. They're going to be trapped in between the car and the later part of the highway or whatever. They're probably put there by the saviors for it. So I don't think they're in danger here at all. I just think it looks that way from the previous trailer. So that's what we got, guys. That's the sneak peek. You can check out AMC on YouTube for the sneak peek. Who's ready for Sunday night? I know I am. I'm super excited after being on the cruise and hear them talking about it. I think it's going to be a great second half of the season. I'm super excited for it. How about you? Post your comments below, guys. Check out our Walking Dead community page on Facebook. All are welcome. And if you guys can do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you like the channel. You know, you guys are awesome. Like, share, subscribe. Spread the good word. Can't do without you guys. Like I said, subscribe today to get more videos. Check out other videos. Let us know what you think and post your comments below, guys. Thank you for watching, and you guys are awesome.